FreeBSD is a quite popular Unix-like operating system that is pretty similar to Linux, but I think the main difference between FreeBSD and Linux is that Linux only comes as the kernel, and you have to put together the bootloader and the user space to make it an actual operating system, whereas FreeBSD is a complete operating system. So you basically get FreeBSD from the FreeBSD website, that's freebsd.org, and you get the full operating system. Now let's just go ahead and boot this up and check it out a little. What you're seeing over here is the bootloader of FreeBSD, and in a couple of seconds it's going to start booting the operating system. Now it's loading up the kernel. Now it finished booting, I'm just going to log in for a sec. And you can see that out of the box FreeBSD is just a command line. So if I want to get some graphics over here, let's go ahead and install Xorg. So I'll have here a basic setup of X11. For that I'm just going to run package, install, and then Xorg. Notice that it's PKG. PKG is the built-in package manager of FreeBSD. It's going to say that the package manager is not installed. I'm just going to tell it to install it with yes over here. Just going to tell it yes here to install Xorg. Okay, now that Xorg finished installing, we can just go ahead and run start X. And this will start the graphics. This will start the window manager. As you can see over here, we have this quite old-fashioned window manager that comes built in Xorg. It's called TWM. You can see I have basic stuff like moving windows and such, but let's say I want to upgrade this to something like DWM, for example. So I'm just going to exit this for a sec. And I'm going to run pkg install and then DWM. Now all I got to do is just tell Xorg to use DWM. So I'm going to edit a configuration file. This will be at /user local, and then etc x11, and then xinit, and afterwards xinit rc. And here instead of TWM, I'm going to use DWM. Now let's just go ahead and save this. And I'm going to run start X again. And as you can see, now we get a nice DWM window manager. I can add terminals with Alt Shift and then Enter. You can move around with Alt J and K. And it works nicely. If you go here to the official website of FreeBSD and click on Documentation and Handbook, and as you can see here on the left, we have a bunch of topics related to FreeBSD. For example, here we have in Chapter 15 the boot process. So this is one of the things I really like about FreeBSD. I think the documentation is really good. For example, this page is very interesting. I definitely recommend reading this. You can learn a lot from this. Also, another reason that FreeBSD is a popular choice is that it has a much more permissive license as compared to Linux. Catch you guys on the next one.